Hey Reddit, ever wonder how a gym membership can torture marriage? What if your wife swapped Netflix nights for protein shakes? Sound like a rom-com? Buckle up. You're in for a wild ride. Yeah, that's me, Dave, 34, your average warehouse schlub from Columbus, just trying to keep the boxes moving and the lights on. I'm not the guy you'd pick out of a lineup for anything exciting. Brown hair starting to thin, a little gut from too many beers, and a wardrobe that's 90% flannel. But I had a decent thing going, a steady gig managing a warehouse, a split-level house with a leaky faucet I kept meaning to fix, and my wife Carla, who'd been riding shotgun with me for 5 years, 3 of them with rings on our fingers. Life wasn't glamorous, but it was ours, you know? Bills got paid, the fridge stayed stocked, and we didn't claw each other's eyes out. Solid, right? I still remember how we met, back at this dive bar trivia night my buddy dragged me to. I was nursing a Bud Light, half listening to the host butcher a question about state capitals. When Carla slid into the seat across from me, she had this messy ponytail and a smirk like she knew something I didn't. You look like you know the difference between Iowa and Idaho, she said, pencil hovering over her answer sheet. I laughed, told her I barely knew the difference between my left and right sock, and somehow we ended up splitting a greasy pepperoni pizza while losing spectacularly. That was us. Nothing fancy, just 2 regular people who clicked over bad food and worse jokes. Fast forward a couple years and we're saying I do in a backyard ceremony with a playlist heavy on Springsteen and a cake that collapsed before the first dance. We'd crash on the couch for Netflix marathons, arguing over who forgot to buy milk or whose turn it was to take out the trash. It wasn't the stuff of Hallmark cards, but it worked. Then, about 6 months ago, Carla dropped a curveball that still got me reeling. She's a part-time office clerk, pushing papers for some insurance outfit downtown, and she'd always grumbled about her mom bod, her words not mine, even though we don't have kids. One night, she's sprawled on the couch in her usual sweats, scrolling through her phone, when she sits up like she's been hit by lightning. "Dave," she says, all serious, "I'm done feeling like crap. I'm joining that gym downtown." I look up from my fantasy football lineup, blinking like a deer in headlights. "The fancy one? With the smoothie bar and those weird towel guys?" She nods, eyes lit up like she's already picturing herself in spandex. "Yeah, I need this. I deserve to feel good." I shrug, pop open another beer. "Go for it, babe. Knock yourself out." I mean, who am I to say no? Everyone's got a right to feel decent about themselves. And if Carla wants to trade her Doritos for dumbbells, I'm not going to be the jerk standing in her way. At first, it's kind of cute. She comes home with these shaker bottles full of chalky-looking sludge, rattling off words like macros and reps, while I nod along pretending I get it. She trades her baggy hoodies for yoga pants that probably cost more than my truck's oil change, and she's got this bounce in her step I haven't seen since we won $50 on a scratch-off. She even signs up with a personal trainer, some dude named Justin, who's apparently God's gift to bicep, according to her. I catch his name in passing while she's yammering about her workout, and I picture one of those spray-tan gym bros who flexes in the mirror between sets. "Sounds like a real winner," I say, smirking over my coffee mug. She rolls her eyes, but there's this little laugh in her throat like I'm the one who doesn't get the joke. I figure it's no big deal. Carla's had her phases before. 2 winters ago, she got obsessed with knitting, churned out half a scarf and a lumpy hat before the yarn ended up in a closet somewhere. Last summer, it was tarot cards. She read my future and swore I'd win the lottery, which obviously didn't pan out unless you count finding a quarter in the parking lot. This gym thing? Same deal, I tell myself. She'll burn out and we'll be back to fighting over the remote in no time. But then, the nights start stretching longer. She's gone 3-4 evenings a week, coming home sweaty and wired, her phone buzzing like a beehive while she gulps down one of those green smoothies that smell like wet grass. I'm parked at the kitchen table one Thursday, poking at a slab of microwaved lasagna that's more cardboard than cheese, when she breezes in, all glowy and chattering about Justin's life-changing deadlift tips. I'm halfway through a bite, sauce dripping onto my shirt, and I try to jump in. "Hey, Car, how's your day going? Anything good at work?" She's scrolling her phone, doesn't even look up. Fine," she mumbles, thumbs flying over the screen. I lean back, wiping my mouth with a napkin and toss out a half-assed joke. "What's next? You gonna bench press me out of the house?" She lets out this distracted, again, like she's only half here, and I catch her smirking at whatever's on her phone, Probably Justin telling her she's a squat goddess or some crap. I sit there, fork hovering, feeling this weird little twist in my gut, like when you miss a step going downstairs. It's not jealousy, not yet, just this nagging sense that something's off, like she's slipping into a world I don't fit in anymore. She flops her gym bag on the counter, the zipper clanging against the fake granite we installed 2 years back, and starts rifling through it for her water bottle. Justin says I've got killer form, she says, almost to herself, shaking out her ponytail like she's in a shampoo ad. I raise an eyebrow, take a swig of my beer to wash down the lasagna brick in my throat. Killer form, huh? Bet he says that to all the girls with a credit card. She doesn't bite, just keeps unpacking her stuff, humming some pop song I don't know. I watch her move, all bouncy and distracted, and it hits me how she hasn't asked about my day in weeks. Not that I've got much to report, same old forklift drama, same old coffee that tastes like burnt regret, but still, used to be she'd at least pretend to care. I lean against the fridge, arms crossed, staring at the back of her head while she blends another one of those lawn-clipping concoctions. The blender whirs, drowning out the hum of the TV I left on in the living room, and I'm left standing there, feeling like a piece of furniture she's forgotten to dust. Maybe it's nothing, I tell myself. Maybe she's just riding this fitness high, and I'm overthinking it because I'm the guy who still thinks cargo shorts are a fashion statement. It's a phase, I mutter under my breath, cracking my knuckles like that'll shake off the weird vibe settling over me. But as she grabs her shake and heads upstairs without so much as a good night, I can't help thinking, I've misread the playbook here. Spoiler alert, I say to the empty kitchen, flipping off the light switch harder than I need to. I'm an idiot. Buckle up, folks. This ride's about to get bumpy. The words hang there in the dark, and I shuffle off to the couch, wondering when my wife turned into someone I don't recognize, and whether I'm dumb enough to just sit here and watch it happen. So picture this. I'm elbow deep in suds, scrubbing dishes, while my wife's out squatting her way to a new personality. Welcome to month 2 of Carla's Glow Up, where I'm starting to feel less like her husband and more like the hired help who didn't get the memo. It's been a couple weeks since that night in the kitchen when she breezed in all sweaty and smug about Justin's deadlift wisdom, and I'm still telling myself it's no big deal, but the cracks are showing, and they're getting harder to ignore. I rinse off a plate, watching the water swirl down the drain, and wonder when the hell my life turned into a reality show I didn't audition for. Carla's a different beast now. She's dropped 20 pounds, and those baggy hoodies she used to live in, gone. Replaced by skin-tight leggings and crop tops that look like they belong on a mannequin, not the woman who used to steal my fries off the couch. She's strutting around like she's auditioning for a fitness infomercial and Instagram's her new best friend. I'm sprawled on the recliner one night, thumbing through my phone, when I stumble on her latest post. A mirror selfie in the gym bathroom, hair tossed just so, captioned, "Goals crushed." I mutter under my breath, "Cool, glad you love you," and swipe past it, but not before I notice the 50 likes piling up. She's got her phone glued to her hand these days, giggling at texts that light up the screen every 5 minutes. I catch a glimpse once, Justin's name in bold, followed by some crap about form, perfection. I'm over here Googling what's a macro on my cracked iPhone 6, trying to figure out why she's measuring chicken in ounces now, while she's tapping away like she's got a direct line to the fitness gods. I'm not a total caveman, okay? I figure if she's happy, I can pitch in. So I start picking up the slack. Laundry, groceries, the whole deal. One afternoon, I'm hauling bags in from the truck, juggling milk and a loaf of bread, when I spot her blender on the counter. Figure I'll surprise her, whip up one of those kale smoothies she's obsessed with. I toss in some spinach, a banana, and whatever green sludge I find in the fridge, hit blend and take a sip. Holy hell, it's like drinking lawn clippings. 0 stars, would not recommend. I'm gagging over the sink when she walks in all decked out in her gym gear and doesn't even glance my way. "Hey, Car!" I call out, wiping my mouth with the back of my hand. "I made you a smoothie." Might need work. She's too busy adjusting her ponytail in the hallway mirror, snapping a progress pic with her tongue poked out just a little. "Thanks, babe," she says, not looking up, "but Justin's got me on a new shake mix. Better protein ratio." I stare at the green mess in the blender, feeling about as useful as a paper towel in a rainstorm, and dump it down the drain with a little more force than necessary. It's not just the smoothies, though. She's pulling away, and I'm scrambling to keep up. Friday rolls around, and I'm thinking we could use a night out, something normal like old times. I lean against the kitchen counter, watching her lace up her sneakers. "Hey, Car, want to hit up that burger joint downtown? You know, the one with the curly fries you used to inhale?" She doesn't even pause, just scoffs, like I've suggested we eat out of a dumpster. Dave: "I don't do grease anymore. Justin says it's sabotage." I blink, scratching the back of my neck. Sabotage? What, like it's gonna sneak up and undo your biceps? She rolls her eyes, grabs her gym bag, and mutters something about priorities as she heads out the door. I'm left standing there, the words curling fries echoing in my head like a sad little song, and I can't tell if I'm pissed or just pathetic. The red flags keep piling up, subtle but sharp like splinters under a fingernail. She's name-dropping Justin like he's her co-star in some blockbuster I didn't sign up for. I'm folding towels on the couch one evening. Yeah, I'm that guy now. When she breezes in all flushed and chatty, "Justin says I'm a natural," she announces, kicking off her shoes. I snort, shaking out a wrinkled t-shirt. "A natural at what? Lifting his ego?" She doesn't hear me, too busy scrolling through her phone again. A few days later, she's got this giddy little grin while pouring almond milk into her shaker. "Justin's taking me to this vegan pop-up tomorrow," she says, like it's no big deal. I smirk to myself, stacking cans in the pantry. "Oh, great, Justin sounds like a real tool, but okay." She doesn't catch the jab, just hums along, lost in her own little world. I'm starting to feel like I'm auditioning for a role she's already cut from the script. Then there's movie night. Our thing since forever. Saturday hits, and I'm on the couch with a bowl of popcorn, Die Hard queued up on the TV. I yell up the stairs, "Car, you coming? Bruce Willis isn't going to save Christmas without you." She pokes her head out, already in her gym leggings, hair tied back tight. "Dave, I can't. Goals don't crush themselves." She's out the door before I can argue, the slam of it echoing through the house. I sit there, popcorn going cold in my lap, and mutter, "Guess I'll crush this beer instead." I crack open a can, the fizz loud in the empty room, and hit play anyway. John McClane's blasting through Nakatomi Plaza. But I'm barely watching, just staring at the spot on the couch where she used to curl up, wondering when she stopped caring about our little rituals. It's quiet moments like that when the unease creeps in, slow and heavy, like a fog rolling over the Ohio River. I'm not jealous, okay, maybe a little if I'm honest, but this isn't my Carla. The girl who'd laugh at my dumb jokes and hog the blanket is gone, replaced by this stranger who's all abs and ambition. I catch myself one night, standing in the driveway after taking out the trash, staring at her car pulling in late. She hops out, gym bag slung over her shoulder, chatting on the phone, probably Justin, judging by the way she's giggling like a teenager. I kick a pebble across the pavement, hands stuffed in my pockets, and feel this ache I can't name. "Who the hell is this chick?" I mutter to the night air, watching her disappear inside. "And why's she hogging my wife's body?" The stars don't answer, just blink down at me like they're in on the joke, and I trudge back in, the screen door creaking shut behind me. Something's shifting, and I'm not sure I'm ready for where it's headed, but I've got a sinking feeling I'm about to find out. All right, Reddit, here's where it goes full soap opera. Grab a snack. This one's a doozy. I'm still reeling from the slow burn of Carla's transformation. The way she's been drifting out of my orbit like a satellite with a better signal. The late nights, the Justin obsession, the way she swapped our movie marathons for mirror selfies. It's been gnawing at me, but I've been clinging to this dumb hope that she'd snap out of it. Spoiler, she didn't. Instead, she dropped a bomb that turned my half-asleep Tuesday morning into a scene I'd rather watch on TV than live through. I'm slumped at the kitchen table, one hand wrapped around a chipped mug of coffee that's gone lukewarm, the other rubbing sleep out of my eyes. It's barely 7 and the warehouse doesn't need me until 9, so I'm in no rush. Carla's over by the counter, her blender whirring through another one of those kale disasters she calls breakfast. She's in her gym gear already, shiny leggings, a tank top that looks shrink-wrapped to her newly chiseled frame, hair pulled back so tight it's gotta hurt. I take a sip, wincing as the coffee hits my tongue, and mumble, "You heading out early today?" She doesn't answer right away, just pours her green sludge into a shaker bottle, the sound of it glugging out louder than it has any right to be. Then she turns, leans against the counter, and fixes me with this look like she's about to sell me a used car I don't want. "Dave," she says, voice flat as the Ohio plains, "I deserve more. I'm filing for divorce." I choke mid-sip, coffee spraying across the table as I cough out a laugh. Wait, what? I'm half grinning, wiping my mouth with my sleeve, thinking she's messing with me. Maybe it's some weird gym prank Justin put her up to. But her face doesn't crack, not a smirk, not a flinch, just those stone-cold eyes boring into me like I'm a bug she's tired of swatting. My grin fades, and I set the mug down hard enough to slosh what's left over the rim. "You're serious?" She nods, sipping her smoothie like we're discussing the weather. "I've outgrown this," she says, gesturing vaguely at the kitchen, the house, me. "You're holding me back from my potential." My brain scrambles, grasping for something to latch onto. I lean back in the chair, the wood creaking under me, and let out a dry laugh. "Potential for what, Carr? Winning Miss Protein Shake?" She doesn't bite, just stares, her lips pursing around the straw like I'm the idiot here. I sit there, heart thudding against my ribs, waiting for her to say something else, anything that'll make this less insane. She shifts her weight, adjusts the gym bag slung over her shoulder, and drops the real kicker. "Justin gets me," she says, all casual, like she's telling me she switched toothpaste brands. "We're a team now." My stomach twists, a slow, sick lurch, and the pieces slam together. Those late gym nights, the flirty little giggles at her phone, the vegan pop-up dates she'd been tossing out like breadcrumbs. I've been too dense to see it, or maybe too stubborn, but there it is, laid bare in our shitty little kitchen. I force a grin, my voice coming out tighter than I mean it to. "Oh, cool, so I'm the third wheel in my own marriage. Good to know." She doesn't flinch, just shrugs like it's my fault for not keeping up with her glow-up script. Before I can even process it, she's moving, strutting toward the door in this designer gym outfit that probably cost more than my truck's last repair. Her sneakers squeak on the linoleum, and she leaves her smoothie glass on the counter, half empty and dripping condensation like a middle finger to the guy who's been washing her dishes for weeks. I'm still stuck to the chair, coffee soaking into my pajama pants, when the front door slams shut behind her. The house goes quiet, just the hum of the fridge and my own ragged breathing filling the space. I stumble to my feet, grab the glass out of reflex, and chuck it into the sink harder than I should. Ceramic clinks against metal, but it doesn't break. Figures. Even her mess won't give me the satisfaction. I'm pacing now, bare feet slapping the cold floor, trying to wrap my head around what just happened. My phone's buzzing on the table. Probably my buddy Mark asking if I'm still alive after last night's fantasy football trash talk, but I ignore it. Instead, I yank it up and open Instagram because apparently I'm a glutton for punishment. There she is, already posting. Their gym selfie with Justin, both of them flexing like they're auditioning for a fitness mag. Captioned, "New chapter and living my truth." I scroll back and it hits me like a punch. She's wiped me out. Every pic of us, gone. That anniversary shot from last year, her grinning with cake frosting on her nose, deleted. The goofy one from the county fair, me holding a stuffed bear she won at ring toss, poof, 5 years, erased overnight like I was a typo she finally caught. I tossed the phone onto the couch, muttering, "Well, damn, Carr, that's cold even for you." Later that night, I'm in the living room, nursing a beer and staring at the TV that's not even on, when I hear her voice drifting in from the porch. She's on the phone, laughing that high-pitched giggle she used to save for me. I creep closer, not proud of it, but too pissed to care. "Yeah, Jen," she's saying, "Dave's clueless. I'm free now, finally free." The words land like a boot to the chest, knocking the wind out of me. I lean against the wall, bottle sweating in my hand, and mutter to the dark, "Free? Lady, you're still on my Wi-Fi." It's a weak comeback, even in my head, but it's all I've got. She keeps talking, something about Justin and their big plans, but I can't listen anymore. I stumble back to the couch, crack open another beer, and sit there, the fizz hissing in the silence. It's funny in a twisted way, how fast she's turned into this person I don't know. The Carla who'd binge Die Hard with me is dead, replaced by this fitness influencer wannabe who thinks I'm the anchor dragging her down. I'm not even mad yet, not really, just stunned like I walked into a glass door I didn't see coming. But as I sit there, the empty bottles piling up on the coffee table, the shock starts to curdle into something sharper, something bitter. She's out there flexing on me, literally and figuratively, and I'm the schmuck still picking up her slack. I grab my phone again, thumb hovering over Mark's number. "Yo, man," I type, then delete it. What am I gonna say? My wife's dumping me for a gym rat? Nah. Instead, I lean back, staring at the ceiling fan spinning lazy circles, and let out a long, slow breath. So, my wife's a fitness queen now. I say to no one, voice rough around the edges, and I'm the ex she's flexing on. Time to lawyer up, I guess. The words hang there, heavy and real, and for the first time all day, I feel the ground steady under me. Just a little. This isn't over. Not by a long shot. Day 3 of divorce apocalypse hits, and I'm a walking disaster. Think sweatpants with a ketchup stain and a bowl of off-brand Cheerios for dinner, because apparently that's my life now. Carla's out there living her best life, probably sipping some overpriced kombucha with Justin, while I'm Googling, "Can you sue for being a chump?" on my couch. Spoiler, no. But I've got options, and the fog from that divorce bomb she dropped Tuesday morning is finally starting to lift. I'm still pissed, still gutted, but I'm not just gonna sit here and let her steamroll me into the dirt. Not after everything. I'm sprawled out in the living room, the TV flickering with some late-night infomercial I'm not watching, when I catch myself staring at the closet door she left half open. Her side's a ghost town now. Hangers swinging empty, a lone sock crumpled in the corner like it didn't make the cut for her glow-up exodus. I crunch a soggy handful of cereal, muttering to the empty house. 5 years. And I'm dumped for a guy who waxes his chest. Nice! The words taste bitter, even with the stale sugar coating my tongue, and I shove the bowl onto the coffee table, milk sloshing over the edge. My phone buzzes. Mark, my buddy from work, texting me a blurry pic. "Dude, isn't this Carla?" I squint at the screen. Her and Justin at some rooftop bar downtown, her in heels I didn't even know she owned, laughing like she's in a damn rom-com. I fire back, "Yeah, that's her." "Tell me she tripped and fell into a dumpster," Mark replies with a laughing emoji, and "Sorry man, she's still upright." I toss the phone down, harder than I mean to, and it bounces off the cushion next to me. I can't help it. I grab it again and pull up her Instagram, because apparently I'm a masochist now. Her grid's a shrine to her new life. Thirst traps in neon sports bras, her and Justin flexing in sync, captions like, "Boss babe" and "Unstoppable." I snort loud enough to startle myself in the quiet room. Boss of what, breaking my bank? I scroll further and there's a pic of her holding a smoothie bowl, smiling like she invented happiness, tagged with self-made. My jaw clenches and I chuck the phone onto the couch again, rubbing my face with both hands. Self-made my ass. She's been burning through our joint account like it's kindling, and I'm the idiot who didn't notice until she was halfway out the door. That's when I decide I'm done wallowing. Wednesday morning, I'm at the diner down the street, scarfing down a greasy bacon and egg sandwich, screw kale, and dialing up Steve, this lawyer my cousin swore by after his own messy split. Steve's an ex-Marine, all gruff voice and no bullshit, and he picks up on the second ring. "Dave, right? What's the deal?" I swallow a bite, leaning back in the vinyl booth. "Hey, yeah, my wife's dumping me for her trainer and I need to not get screwed." He laughs, short and sharp. "All right, meet me at my office in an hour. Bring your bank statements, everything you've got." I hang up, shove the last of the sandwich in my mouth, and feel a flicker of something like hope. Or maybe it's just indigestion. Steve's office is cramped, smells like old coffee and printer ink. But the guy's a machine. I dump a stack of papers on his desk, statements, bills, whatever I could grab from the filing cabinet, and he starts flipping through them like he's hunting treasure. "Jesus, Dave," he says, holding up a bank statement. "She's been bleeding you dry." I lean over, squinting at the numbers he's pointing to. $25, K, gone in 6 months, gym memberships, spa days, some vague consulting fees to a J. Miller. "That's Justin," I growl, slumping back in the chair. "I'm funding this clown's tan," Steve smirks, jotting something down. "Looks like it, but don't sweat it. We'll nail her with this." He digs deeper, pulling up dirt on Justin from God knows where. Turns out the guy's a serial homewrecker, cozying up to married women, riding their cash flow, then bailing when the divorce dust settles. Steve slaps the desk, grinning. Karma's got a gym membership too, ha 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 ha. I crack a real laugh for the first time in days, feeling the weight shift just a little. That night, I'm back home, cracking a beer and sorting through more receipts when Carla waltzes in like she still owns the place. She's in a sleek black dress, new, expensive looking, and drops her purse on the counter with a thud. Dave, she says, all breezy, we need to talk about the house. I want half. I freeze, bottle halfway to my mouth and set it down slow, letting the condensation drip onto the table. Half, I say, voice low, leaning forward. You mean my house? The one I've been paying the mortgage on while you're out blowing cash on Justin's protein shakes? Check the damn paperwork, princess. Her eyes narrow and she crosses her arms, the bangles on her wrist jangling. Don't be petty, she snaps. I deserve something for putting up with this life. I stand up, towering over the table, and let out a laugh that's more snarl than humor. Petty? You're shacking up with your trainer and calling me petty? Get out, Carla. We're done here. She grabs her purse, storms to the door, and spins back one last time. You're gonna regret this, she hisses. I shrug, cracking my knuckles. Doubt it. Enjoy your vegan pop-ups. The door slams and I sink back into the chair, the beer cold against my palm, my heart's pounding. But it's not just anger now. It's something fiercer, something alive. I grab my phone, text Steve. She's after the house. What's next? He shoots back. Relax. We've got her spending records and Justin's rap sheet. She's toast. I lean back, staring at the ceiling fan spinning its lazy circles, and let a slow grin spread across my face. She thinks she's winning, strutting around like some untouchable fitness queen. But I've got Steve and a paper trail that says otherwise. Game on, Carla, I mutter, taking a long swig of beer, the fizz sharp on my tongue. The house feels quieter now, less like a battlefield, and for the first time since that smoothie-soaked morning, I'm not just picking up the pieces, I'm ready to fight for them. Final round, Reddit, court day's here, and I'm ready to watch Carla's empire crumble. Popcorn, anyone? It's been a hell of a ride since she stormed out last night, all high heels and hollow threats, and I'm still buzzing from the fight we had. Steve's got my back, though, and I'm walking into that courtroom with a binder full of receipts and a chip on my shoulder the size of Ohio. I'm done being the schmuck who scrubs her dishes while she builds her new life on my dime. This is my knockout punch, and I'm swinging hard. I'm sitting on a stiff bench outside the courtroom, picking at a loose thread on my one decent pair of slacks, when Steve claps me on the shoulder. Ready, man? He grunts, hefting that monster stack of papers like it's a weapon. I nod, cracking my knuckles. Yeah, let's bury her. He smirks and we shuffle in, the air thick with that musty courthouse smell, old wood and desperation. Carla's already there, perched at the plaintiff's table, looking like she's about to star in a fitness shoot instead of a legal smackdown. She's got this sleek blazer on, hair slicked back, all confidence and no cracks, until she glances my way, and her smirk falters just a hair. I lean back in my seat, arms crossed, and give her a little wave, the kind you'd toss a neighbor you don't like. She looks away fast, whispering something to her lawyer, this twitchy guy in a cheap suit who's already sweating through his collar. The judge bangs the gavel and it's go time. Carla's lawyer starts, spinning this sob story about how she's been emotionally distressed by my lack of support. He's waving his hands, talking about her sacrifices, her journey, and I'm over here biting my tongue so hard I taste copper. Steve lets him ramble, just nodding along like he's watching a bad comedy special, then stands up, slow, cracking his neck. Your Honor, he says, voice like gravel, let's cut the crap. He slaps that binder down on the table with a thud that echoes, and I swear Carla flinches. He starts laying it out, bank statements showing her $25 case spending spree, texts where she's laughing about me to Justin, screenshots of her boss babe bullshit while I'm eating ramen to cover the bills. The judge peers over his glasses, flipping through pages, and I catch his eyebrow twitch when Steve drops the big one, a log of Justin's past. 3 other women he's sweet-talked out of marriages and ditched when the cash ran dry. This isn't distress, the judge says, voice flat as he stares Carla down. It's reckless entitlement. Her lawyer stammers, but, her emotional well-being? And the judge cuts him off with a look that could freeze lava. Save it, he snaps. I'm gripping the edge of my seat, heart pounding when the ruling comes. Mr. Patterson retains full ownership of the marital home, the judge says, and I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. Mrs. Patterson is ordered to repay $23,000 in misused marital funds. Carla's jaw drops, her blazer suddenly looking too big for her shrinking frame. And I can't help it, I smirk, muttering under my breath, guess Justin's not her spotter anymore. Steve nudges me, grinning as the gavel bangs again. Carla's lawyer slumps, packing up his briefcase like a kid who lost his lunch money, while she just sits there, staring at the table like it might swallow her whole. I don't stick around to gloat. Steve and I head out, and I clap him on the back. "Man, you're a legend," I say, and he shrugs. "Just doing my job, beers on you later." The next few days are a blur, but word spreads fast. Mark texts me Thursday night. "Dude, Justin's gone, saw him at the gym with some blonde. New client, new game." I laugh, shaking my head as I crack open a beer on my couch. My couch. In my house. Carla's Instagram goes dark, no more flexing or hashtags, and I hear through the grapevine she's pawned half her designer crap to cover bills. She's traded the leggings for sweatpants, and I'd feel bad if I didn't still smell that damn smoothie on my sink. Then Friday hits, and I'm grilling burgers in the backyard, screw vegan, when the doorbell rings. I wipe my hands on my jeans, trudge to the front, and there she is. Carla, eyes red, hair a mess, standing on my porch like a stray cat. "Dave," she says, voice cracking. "I messed up. Can we talk?" I lean against the doorframe, burger smoke drifting behind me, and tilt my head. "What's there to say, Car? You wanted more? Looks like you got it," she sniffles, wringing her hands. "Justin left. I'm broke. I'm alone. I didn't mean for this." Her tears are real, but I've seen this movie before. I step back, hand on the knob. "Talk to Justin." "Oh wait, he's busy. Take care, Carla." I shut the door, soft but firm, and her muffled sob fades as I head back to the grill. Looking back, Carla wanted more, and she got it. More debt, more regret. A big fat reality check delivered special by Karma's fist. Me, I'm just glad to be boring old Dave again, flannel and all, sitting in a house that's paid for with my own sweat. I flip on the TV, let some dumb action flick fill the quiet, and lean back, the buzz of the beer settling into my bones. "Karma's a beast, y'all," I muttered to the empty room, and for once, the silence answers back with something like peace. This isn't a Hollywood ending. No big speeches, no slow-mo walk into the sunset. Just a guy, a beer, and a life I can live with. And that's more than enough.